All right. So, welcome to our call about coaching. I am Rachel Mitchell, and I am automatically going to hand it off to Chrysanthi. And she is actually going to tell you what this call is going to be about, what we're going to cover, and a little bit of her story. And then we're going to roll on through. So, I'm going to mute you guys. I am recording it in case you want to watch this later or share it with someone else. But I'm going to mute you guys. But at the bottom, there is a chat option. So as we're speaking, if you have questions, please, I beg of you, ask your questions, because we can answer them in the chat bar or after we're done talking or as we're talking. So ask your questions. Okay. We're really excited to be here. So I'm going to be quiet and pass it off to Chrysanthi.
All right. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Oh my gosh. I am so excited to be spending this Thursday night with all of you and sharing this opportunity with you. I'm super fired up. And so, as Rachel said, I'm just here really to kick it off for you guys and give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect tonight. So, firstly, I will say that all the ladies that you are seeing on here are part of a success pod, we call them, right? So we are all teamed up for probably, I guess it's been like a year now that we've all been working directly together, where, as Rachel started to say, trying to like thumb through our messages all day long, we are messaging each other. And it's a mix of business life and mom life and fitness. And, you know, we're coaches, but sometimes we need a coach. So it's a mix of everything that we get to talk to each other about. And so we get to come together tonight and share our heart for this business with you. But I think what I'm most excited about is, you know, if you look at the banner photo for this call tonight, you'll see that we are all from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different, you know, we all came from somewhere else and came to coaching. So in hearing from us about this business tonight, you're going to be able to see, we're going to talk about like who can be a coach and what makes a good coach, but you're going to be able to see just naturally in each of our stories and in each of the ways that we present all the aspects of this business that there is no cookie cutter for this business. You know, this business really is a perfect avenue for you to express your passion and really fulfill your calling with this one, like Beachbody gives us this platform, right? But we get to shine and we get to really use our individual strengths and unique callings to really bless other people with the business in the form of health and fitness, in the form of community. And so we're super excited to share that with you guys. Little bit of a quick part of my story. I'm Chrysanthi Finn. If you're reading my name and you're like, what the heck does that say? That's me. I live in New Jersey. I'm a mom of 3. My oldest is 5 and my youngest will be 7 months tomorrow. And I have been working this business for the past 5 years. I was formerly an elementary education teacher, and now thanks to Beachbody, I am paying off the loans because I'm no longer teaching. So that's like me in a nutshell. Coaching, I'm super passionate about. I'm super passionate about health and fitness, but more importantly about allowing women to have a space for community and to really have this wellness space to come together. So that's me. Tonight, you're going to be hearing from all of us. We're going to talk about, you know, how to get started as a coach, what kind of trainings you can expect when you join our team, why we are such an amazing team. We're going to talk about the perks of coaching. A lot of us are getting ready to reunite on a cruise in just 2 months, which is super exciting. So that's just one of the perks, but we're just going to break down the details for you guys. And I know that when you're considering this business, because I can remember so clearly being in the same position as you want to get all the answers. And so that is what we are aiming to provide you with tonight. And like Rachel said, there is the chat option at the bottom. So make sure, don't hold back, because if you're going to ask a question, I can guarantee you it is a question that one of us have had when we first looked into this opportunity. So make sure that you don't shy away from that, because we want you to be informed. And I'm just going to leave with this. I think one of my favorite parts of this business, like I said, we're all coming together. You know, we are all on the same team, I guess you could say. We are all part of the dream team, but we each have our own teams. And what I think is so unique about this business is that while I am not going to necessarily benefit financially or in rank from the success of these women, I show up every day and cheer them on and know that they do the same for me. Not because I'm benefiting in any way, but because it just brings me joy to see them succeed. And it's really cool that, where I lack in one area, Abby may be really great in that area, or Rachel's really great in that area, and so on and so forth. So we all come together like this amazing masterpiece puzzle. And so individually, we may not have it all, but together we do. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it on to, I can't even remember who, so they will unmute themselves and introduce themselves. All right.
I don't remember. We're a hot mess. If this brings you hope, we're a hot mess. Who wants to talk about what we do as coaches? Who had that?
That's been unassigned. I can do that because I can do that and then fears, because those kind of tie in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Abby. I know a bunch of you guys. I'm actually in this Equium in our bathroom that's under construction because I'm hiding from my kids. And I have been a coach now for about 3.5 years. I started this business when I was a full-time working mom as the assistant director of admissions at my alma mater university. I loved my job. It was what my master's was in. I traveled a lot. It was fun, but I, like so many people have started this business, I got in because I just needed to lose the baby weight. And a girl invited me to a challenge group, and the 21-day fix changed it all. And I randomly started following my coach on Instagram and completely creeped her profile for about 3 months, being very careful to never like or comment or make sure she knew I was watching. But I was paying attention to what she was doing, and it was really intriguing. And at that time, even though my husband and I both had jobs we loved, I hated the daycare drop-off. My son was that kid who was sick with every single thing that ever came through. And so I started thinking, gosh, this opportunity, I'm already loving the programs, and if I can just help another woman and make a little bit of extra income to help cover daycare, and in the back of my mind thinking maybe someday, in 10 years, come home to work full time, that would be amazing. And 2.5 years into my business, I was able to quit my full-time job, match my income, and now I'm working at home, which is, if you follow me on Instagram, it's a hot mess all the time. It's crazy, but we make it work, and I'm so, so grateful. So I've got a 5-year-old and a 19-month-old, and we're just loving it. So as coaches, really what we get to do, I think sometimes the title coach can be intimidating to people. We're basically big cheerleaders. We are people who share our stories publicly, the ups and the downs, just the real life of what we're going through. And we get to show up on our own health and fitness journeys, work on our own, nutrition, working out, all those things, and just share that. Then we get to connect with other women or men. I think all of us mostly work with women, who need that same thing as well. So many of you guys are probably plugged into a boot camp or a challenge group with us, and we do that. We just help cheer you on. We connect you with a program that's going to be fitting to where you are at in your lifestyle and your journey, and cheer you on through that process. So basically, we are that person who makes sure, as much as we can, that you actually push play and get the use out of the investment that you made into yourself, and it just doesn't sit on your shelf. We help provide meal plans and encouragement and resources and just everything to help you succeed. And that is what we get to do as coaches. So we do it ourselves, share that publicly, help other women, and then encourage them to do the same. And it's just kind of this wash, rinse, repeat. It's a lot of fun. Coaching is so fulfilling. I remember the very first message I got from a girl who was able to put on her wedding ring after 2 years. And what a huge deal that was for not only her self-esteem, but her marriage and all of those things. So what we do is more than just help someone lose 10 pounds. It's really helping women regain confidence and joy, learning that they can do hard things. And they see that as you're showing up, through sleepless nights if you have young kids, or juggling jobs, and that you're going to not be perfect, but you're going to keep showing up in that consistency. And so it's a lot of fun. And on our teams, think, oh my gosh, I'm not ready to lead groups and all this stuff. That's what we do as your upline coaches, is we give you and train you how to do exactly that. So you do not have to come in as an expert at all. But there is another side of coaching that you will get into eventually if you really want to run, and that's what we're doing right now, which is sharing our stories about the business and connecting with women who are passionate or interested like you guys in kind of how you can take your story and share it and encourage other people and maybe make some income, and maybe you have goals. And so we mentor our teams, and we teach them not only how to get results in their health and fitness, but also to have freedom in their finances and their family and all of that, which is really powerful. And it's kind of like the complete package. And I always get, sorry, daughter's in the bathroom. I always get goosebumps when I talk about that because it's just so exciting. And so I don't know if this resonates with any of you guys, but when I first started coaching, I had a couple big fears. I had fear of time, and I think someone else is going to talk about that a little bit more. But I also had big fears of social media and about like what others would think, and it made me stalk my coach for months before I ever reached out to her, because I was that girl who maybe posted on social media once a month, and it was a picture of my family. I'd never taken a selfie. The thought of doing something connected to a workout and a selfie made me want to pee my pants. And I was so intimidated because I didn't know how to use apps and videos and barely operate my phone. I just got a smartphone like 2 years before. That was a foreign world to me. And also, I think we all have probably seen those people come across our newsfeed that maybe have just done things in a way that feels spammy or icky, or you just kind of feel judged. Sorry, hold on just a second. Hey, Ben, can you come get me, please? Thank you. Sorry, she's being a little loud. And so those things were intimidating. And I think the beauty of coaching, like Chrysanthi was saying at the beginning, is that the platform for you, it is a platform for you to share your story. So as a part of our new coach mentorship, you are going to be trained. We're going to share with you our favorite apps and how to take a decent picture and like all of that. You can learn those things. You can learn how to share with people without being spammy. And I think the beauty of what we get to do is we are not just selling a product. It's not just like, okay, buy this shake and goodbye. Our work starts when you purchase. So we have a vested interest. It's not just this like sell. It's like, I want to help you. I want to encourage you. I want to help you grow. And so it's a business that you can feel really good about. It's a business that the company you can feel really good about. The team that you're a part of, I can speak to all of these women, you can feel really good about the integrity and caliber that we have. And so health and fitness isn't going anywhere. All of these things are stuff that, again, you can learn. And the fear of, well, what will she think, or my best friend from high school? For me, what really changed the game was thinking through, I have a platform. I think we all want to make a difference in the world. And I have a platform in my tiny town, in my tiny life, to encourage and help and inspire someone else just by sharing my story. And how powerful is that to be able to do that? And if I'm doing that in a way that's authentic, that's not Shakeology's $100 off or whatever, those ads, but I'm really just genuinely connecting and telling people the power of my story and how it's helped my marriage and myself as a mom, and those things, that resonates with people, and that is what does not come across as spammy and salesy. And so we help you with those things. And honestly, if people have a problem with you growing in your own confidence, in your own health, that's their issue, not yours. And so for me, it came down to the fact of thinking through, does that random girl on Facebook that I haven't talked to in 3 years determine what I need to do for my job and my life and impact that? No. And if I'm doing this in a way that is helping and encouraging, just adding value to people, I can feel really good about that. So those were some of the big things and kind of what we do. I think I covered that all. Yeah, so maybe I'll turn it over to talking about time. I know someone else has talked, because that kind of leads right into how much time you can expect to spend on this business.
That's me. Hi, everyone. My name is Tasia Verno, and I'm going to tell you a little piece about me before I talk about time, because it actually goes really well with who I am and everything that I do. I've been a coach for 4 years, and when I started, I probably, like most of us, didn't exactly know what I was getting into, because that's kind of the beauty of it. The beauty of it is a little bit of blind faith. It's going with what your coach believes that you can do. And you kind of just say yes, because you love the products, you love the programs, you love the community. And so you're like, well, sure, I can talk about that. And that's really what I did. I had already been part of the community for a full year before I decided to actually coach. And funny enough, I was already a fitness instructor. I'm a therapist. So helping people and doing fitness is kind of what I was doing already. So it made sense for me to get going with that. And I haven't looked back. Coaching has been a part of my life. It has shaped my life. It has made my life grow. And it is something that I could never see my life be without. It has really, really shaped things. I do work full time. Like I said, I'm a therapist. I work with little kids. I work with school-age kids. And that keeps me busy, although my schedule is flexible, so that's nice. When I joined as a coach, I was working full-time. My daughter was about 4 years old, so she wasn't in school yet. My husband and I had just opened a wine bar here in Rochester, New York. And I was also teaching cycling. So we were busy, very busy. And when people say, I don't have time for that, I laugh, because I think back to those days when I started, because I didn't think I had time. And then I fast forward to today, where I still do all of those things, but we also now own 2 more businesses. And my daughter is a dancer, and if any of your kids are dancers or play hockey or any of those kinds of sports, you know that their world revolves around that. So I am even busier now, and my business is even bigger now and requires more time for me. So how do I make that work? How does time fit into this? And it goes back to you being your own CEO. As soon as you say yes and you click that submit button and you join as a coach, you're in charge and you decide how you're going to spend your time. There are simple things that you could do in a day that you can do maybe in 20 minutes, and that will keep your business, we'll say, afloat. But if you want to grow, well, let me tell you, as a business owner, if you want to grow, you have to put the time into it. You have to water the seeds to make sure it grows. So if the more time you put into it, the more it will grow. But that's not to say that you can't have success using small pockets of time. So let me give you an example. In the morning, my daughter gets up at 7:15. I get up at 6. I get in my 20-minute workout. Thank goodness for that. And I have time to check in with my challengers. I have time to send an email, and I have time to do a little personal development. I wake her up. I send her off to school. I shower. I go to work. And then I do the work thing like most of us do. I do have some time for lunch. I do drive around to my clients' homes, and if I happen to get there 5 minutes early, I pull out my phone, I answer a couple messages, and I go on with my work day. So I am busy like you guys all are, but I bet you have little tiny pockets of time, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, and probably a whole hour at night when you're normally watching Netflix that you could probably be doing something. So it's not, do you have the time? It's, are you willing to make it productive time? And that's something that we as your uplines will talk with you about. We will talk with you about how to maximize whatever little bits of time you have to be successful in this business, depending on your goals. Because again, you're the CEO. What do you want to do? How do you want your business to grow? We'll help you get there. So if you think right now, I go from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. and I don't know how I'm going to fit this in, we'll talk about it and we'll find those pockets of time for you to make it work. As your business grows, you'll get better at it and you'll have a team to grow with. And that team, much like us, will help you out and they'll be able to run groups with you and run trainings with you. So you're not on your own island. So if you think you don't have time, great. You're exactly where you should be. You're just like the rest of us. And you can make this work. So I'm going to pass it on. And we're going to keep going.
Okay, I can jump in here and talk about how you actually make money in this business. And first of all, a little introduction about myself. My name is Melanie, and I have been coaching now for almost 3 years. I started off when I was working full-time as a labor delivery nurse. I still now work, but now I'm down to part-time. And I have almost completely replaced my full-time nursing income 3 years later, which is not what I initially set out to do. I came into this business because I knew there was something more. That working full-time, 3 12-hour shifts a week, holidays, weekends, time away from my kids, I was barely holding things stable, you know. And like we all said, like life is still a hot mess. Like I'm barely holding things together. I got all kinds of balls in the air right now, but I feel like I'm more present at home, and that's what I set out to do. I didn't want to be away from home as much as I was, and I also felt like there was something more that I was meant for. And blending those two things together. I'm like, this is it for me. There's something about this. I have to listen to this. It kept pulling me back. I kept seeing these posts over and over, and I'm like, I don't know. There's something about this. And I will tell you, I've never regretted doing this. And it's making me emotional right now, because even on hard days, like today was a really hard day at home. And it was hard to be here. I have a 10-year-old daughter who's she's hard, and she's hard on me. And I reached to these women for, just to tell them I'm having a hard day and that I might not even show up for this call, and they were just going to step right in for me. But I will take every single day being here at home with my children over any day at work, and so I know that this was what I was meant to do. And I set out, just to make $700 a month. Like, I put it on a post-it over and over. I knew those numbers hardcore. Every day I would write them at work. And I would work, I would just write down all the money I needed, all the money I needed to pay my bills, all the money I needed to pay for daycare. If I could just cut down one shift a week, what would I need? And it was $700. And I kept thinking, that's what I need. So I came into this wanting just $700 a month, and I have exceeded that goal beyond, and every expectation of this business, it has exceeded my expectations of, the travel and the friendships and the community and things that I wanted, but I didn't quite see how I would get there. And I'm telling you guys, you don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know about the commission and how it all works, because to be honest, it's a little difficult to understand, but I will get to it. But you just have to, like Tasia said, just have this leap of faith, and you just get in. You just go for it anyway. And I promise you, you'll learn as you go, and you'll get there if you just have faith in this and in your community and the people that are teaching you and in all of this, because it's an awesome, awesome opportunity. And I will never, ever regret doing what I've done. Okay, so let me get down to business. How do you make money? Because it's awkward, it's weird, but people want to know. And it's taken me a while to understand it, but I feel like I have a good handle on it. So this is it right here, what you want to know about making money. So a couple of different ways you make money. The first way is by commission. Everything that you sell, and there's that icky word, but you're sharing this, and you're sharing what your journey is and how everything works for you, and you're sharing that, and people are wanting it and what you've got going on, because you're looking awesome, you're feeling awesome, and all of that. So everything you sell, you earn 25% commission. So basically, when you sign somebody up, and maybe one of you, you started off as a challenger too, you got a challenge pack. So 25% of that is your commission to keep. So every challenge pack, comes with like this amount that's tied to it, $40, $50, $6. You're going to make that as a coach as your commission. So that's awesome. So then you have customers, they come in and they get in your challenge groups, and you get them awesome results because you're rocking your challenge groups and you're showing up every day, and you want the best results for them, and it's keeping you accountable and all of that. And then all of a sudden, a few of those challengers, they're going to want to either get the discount as a coach, or they're going to want to sign up as a coach and do what you do. Because again, they're seeing your energy, they're seeing what you're doing, they're seeing your posts. They're that girl who's like, you know what, I believe there's something more for me. And so they want to start to build a business like you. So they do, they sign up as a coach. And here's the thing, to unlock this next step of the compensation plan, you are basically going to need 2 coaches to sign up. So Beachbody is a binary system. So you have 2 legs of your business beyond the customers. This is just your coaches. So you sign up 2 coaches, one on either side, the left leg, the right leg, and that unlocks this team cycle bonus is what we call it. So what happens is you cycle a certain amount depending on your rank, depending on what your coaches do. So anything your coaches that have signed up are either purchased for themselves or that they sell to other people, other customers, you're not going to see any of that commission yourself. That 25% commission, that's theirs. But what you are going to benefit from is the volume. So once you cycle on these legs, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So there's points that are associated with all the products that are purchased. So everything, the beach bars, Beachbody on Demand, even apparel, like everything, it has a number associated with it. And when your legs cycle 200 volume points to 100 volume points, you cycle a certain amount. Now, as an Emerald coach, which is the first step of building your business, which is just 2 coaches, one on the left, one on the right, which honestly could just be your spouse and a friend. Like, you don't have to be finding these rock star business building people right from the start. You can just start out that simple, and you cycle $14 every time that 2-to-1 ratio happens. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it does grow as you grow, and you start off and you are helping your coaches are helping 2 to 3 people a month, and then they keep building and building, and all of a sudden you're maxing out. So you're at Emerald, you're maxing out at $250 a week on Team Cycle bonus. So yeah, that's $1,000 a month. That's not little change, right? But as your business grows, you're gonna grow, and it's just gonna be this natural thing that happens. And so you're gonna want to get to the next step, which is Diamond, and you'll figure out what that is and how that all works. But then you cycle $18 a Team Cycle bonus, and then your max out goes to like $1,000 a week, I think it is. And so you have this potential for this income that honestly is like the sky's the limit, because you keep building and building, because after Diamond, it goes on to the next and to the next. And then beyond all of this Team Cycle bonus and the commissions, there are other opportunities to earn income in Beachbody. So once your coaches start building teams, like they're signing up coaches and your business is taking off, you're going to get a percentage of what each of your coaches does for their team, what the commission they make they make from their team cycling. So it gets a little confusing, and I think that kind of makes people just stop for a minute. But what you need to know is that it's an awesome system. And then beyond that, when you grow to specific ranks in the business, you get extra bonuses. So 2-star, 5-star, 10-star Diamond coach. And you guys, it's not like that far out of your reach. It's really not. And that's the cool thing. Like I started off thinking, oh, that sounds really fun just to be a Diamond coach. I think that's my goal. But then I saw that it's not that far away. And if you just keep building and having this passion for what you're doing and helping people get results, it's going to naturally grow. And even if you don't understand it as it goes, you're going to see that it's just this thing that just explodes because you are doing what you love. And I've now understood the whole phrase of, if you find your passion and you work, you do what you love for your work, you never feel like you work a day in your life. And that's really how I feel with this business. It's blessed me and my family so much. But that's kind of it in a nutshell. So if you have any questions, totally drop them in the comment section and we'd be happy to answer. But I'm going to pass this mic on over, I think, to Nicole maybe for the next topic, I think. So bye, guys.
Yeah, so hi guys, I'm Nicole. I'm going to give my background first. I am a 1-star Diamond Team Beachbody coach. Of course, Team Beachbody coach, right? We're all same thing here. So, sorry, I look awful. I had to teach Insanity, so I teach Insanity live, and so I'm a little like disheveled and sweaty and still kind of gross. But you know what? Let's just be honest. Most of us are still sweaty and gross at this point in the evening because #mom life, right? So anyways, I have actually been a coach for almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in April. So that's exciting. I started way back before there were even things called challenge packs. And they started rolling them out right when I started to join as a coach. And this thing, called Shakeology, I was not sure that I was sold on. And thankfully, my coach let me slide the first month. And then after that, I was like, I have to have this. Everybody else in our group is having such amazing results. And that's the only thing that they're doing that I'm not doing. So, and the rest was history. So that is how I started. I started with P90X. It was a full hour, right? That's back whenever everybody thought that you needed that full hour. And now thank goodness for these 20-minute programs because they fit so much better into your lifestyle. So like I said, I am a Beachbody Live instructor as well. So I've actually been certified in 4 different formats. I only teach 2 right now. But there's that's lots of fun too, but that's not a requirement of being a coach, just so you know. I just loved what I did. So I love what I do so much that I had to get it out there to other people as well. So I'm a personal trainer and all of that as well too. So lots of fun and lots of helping happens on my end. And I don't use either of the degrees that I have, except that sometimes I like to pretend like I'm a therapist like Tasia because, I'm constantly talking to people about their goals and then they start to get upset and I have to talk them down, especially more so in the gym than with Beachbody because that's the benefit of the accountability groups, right? So my job is to talk about perks. So I get to talk about the fun stuff, which is super fun. The compensation plan is obviously a huge perk, right? I mean, we do get paid to do this, and that is a pretty big thing. So hence why I'm following up on that. So and I don't know, maybe I blanked out Melanie, but I don't know if she mentioned that we also, one of the big perks, I think, as a coach is that we get a 25% discount on everything that we purchase. So after you buy your initial challenge pack and sign up as a coach, and somebody I'm sure is going to talk about the actual process, and get yourself signed up, everything else is going to be 25% off. So when you figure that out, just having your Shakeology alone, you save $16 a month on that. And I think that's huge. And then of course, if you buy Energize, which I hope you've all tried Energize. If you haven't, you need to buy it immediately, because that's how I get through my evening classes, because this girl does not like to work out at night at all. And I have to have it. So you need to go get yourself some of that. But 25% off on that. You get 25% off on clothing. They also have which I think is cool, right? And it's good quality stuff. So anyways, discounts are cool. I love a good sale. And but then there's also really cool things that we can earn as coaches. So one is the kind of little things that they give us from the company, right? So there's this thing, it's called Success Club. And yes, I know we're throwing around all these terms. And for those of you who have not heard of these things before, you're going to be like, I don't know what they were talking about. Something about success pods or clubs or something. Or anyways, don't you worry about that. We'll walk you all through it. But Success Club is basically it's like a group, I guess, if you will, that you get put into once you help so many people each month. So each month, we all strive to help at least 3 people. And most of us try to go even further than that. So once you earn your Success Club points, that's for people that you help, you get all of these little things. So you get things like t-shirts and hats. And there's actually this year, I don't know about the rest of you ladies, but I'm super excited about the luggage. There's this little roller suitcase that's coming for the 12. I don't know. I was the girl who signed up for credit cards to get the free t-shirt, even though they were ugly, right? That was me. So I love these little things that they give us. I have bobbleheads of all the super trainers sitting over there chilling watching me work every day. So those little things I think are fun. But then you also earn, along with Success Club, you can also earn money toward our big Success Club trip, which we're all gearing up to go on. In exactly 2 months. It is the 24th. We will be there on a cruise, all of us soaking up the sun in 2 months, and I can't wait. I really need it. I'm freezing cold right now. So, but you earn, so each month you can earn what they call trip dollars, and it goes towards it. So you can actually earn your trip completely for free. It's awesome, because what other company is going to let you help people and they're going to reward you by sending you on a cruise, or next year it's Punta Cana. So you could actually earn a trip to Punta Cana, and it's all inclusive. So you don't have to worry about spending anything while you're there either. It's just get yourself there and boom, you lay on the beach. So that's awesome. I love all this stuff. It makes me giddy. But then there's other things that we do as teams, right? So as a team, there are a lot of times things like retreats, and there's trainings there. So those would be kind of like team-oriented activities that we do. And a lot of people will do like a diamond retreat or an emerald retreat. And those are just based on your rank. And basically during these retreats, we get away for a long weekend. We have a glass of wine or 2, and we talk about the business, and we get people to come in or Zoom in for trainings to teach things. We talk about social media. We talk about all kinds of different things. So there's a ton of training that does come along with this as well, which leads me into the next part, which would be Summit. So Summit is another perk of our company. Each year, basically hordes of coaches, descend on one city. So we will be heading to Indianapolis this year, which I know doesn't sound so sparkly, but it's actually a really cool city. It actually really is cool, and it's great food and good drinks, and it's clean. And, I was just really surprised. If you don't, Pittsburgh is not clean downtown. It's not a place that you want to be after dark either. So, but I was super surprised with how great it was. So Summit is how long? 2 days of full trainings, but people normally go for about 4 days, right? Because you're there and you come in. So one thing is that they have like Beachbody Live trainings for 1 day. So there's people come in earlier for those things. The next day, then they have like general sessions, they have trainings, all kinds of, literally every topic that you could possibly want to learn about as a new coach, they talk about and they teach you and they go through and they say, okay, well, this is how you should be approaching your face or your Instagram stories. We actually had a training on Instagram stories last year. This year we have Rachel Hollis. So if you've ever read the book, Girl Wash Your Face, she will be our keynote speaker for one of the days. So tons and tons of trainings. And that's only once a year. And there's probably like 20 to 30,000 coaches that all come in. So it's a lot and you're exhausted by the end of it, but you have so much in your head that you just come home and you just write for like 2 days. Like, I got to get this out of my head so I don't forget it, because then you have to come home and apply it, right? So the last thing, unless, not the last, Super Saturdays, or Super Weekend, sorry, they just changed the name of it. And that is a quarterly event, which is full of trainings again. So it is, you have, it's local, so you don't have to travel very far. You can travel if you want to. I know that every January, a lot of people will come into Pittsburgh because the leader of our team is here. So people will come in and, there's events around that generally, and there's live workouts. But the best thing is really, again, the trainings. And that is a big perk of our company, is that they offer you so much. It's just literally just giving you as much training and as much knowledge as they can give you. And then the last thing that I'll talk about is just the lifestyle and being your own boss and all of that. So you don't have to report to anybody. So if you have a month where you're just like, I can't function right now for whatever reason, nobody's going to be over your shoulder being like, hey, did you sell that challenge pack yet? No, we're not your boss, right? So we would not be your boss. You are in charge of your own success. It is nobody else's fault if you succeed or don't succeed but yours. And I think that that's kind of a nice thing, but if you're not a self-starter, it can be a little bit scary. We are here for support. We are here to give you as much as we can, but you are your own boss. And I think that that's fantastic. So if you want to take the afternoon and take your kids to the zoo, knock your socks off. And then you can do your work later. I remember sitting in Mexico on my phone working while I was sitting on the beach. And I loved every second of it because I was in Mexico and I was doing something I loved. So, you just do things whenever you want to do them. You don't have to have certain hours. And the lifestyle is really great. We have some really amazing people. I am so lucky that I have been able to be in this little pod with these ladies here tonight, because they really have taught me so much. Even though I've been a coach for 7 years, you would think that I would know it all. No, I don't. I am learning something new every single day from these ladies. And I think that that's ultimately one of the biggest perks, is just the friendships that you really gain from this. So on that note, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat bar. And then who do we have left? We have Anita and Rachel. So I don't know which one of you are going next.
I'll go next. Wow, you made me want to sign up all over again. I love what I do. I love what I do. These women are awesome. And I love, as evidenced in this call, this business is not just about me. It is about friendships. And, Melanie did such an awesome job explaining the compensation plan. But at the end of the day, we're not successful if we don't help other people succeed. And so that is huge. Whether it's our challengers or our coaches, we have to care about other people in order to be successful ourselves. And I think that says a lot about the integrity and the mission of what Team Beachbody is. And like, honestly, you guys probably, if you follow us, you don't see us use the word Beachbody a lot or Shakeology or anything like that. And I love that too, that we are on a mission to share our passions and our purposes. And for me, my business gave me an opportunity to share my faith on a much broader and bolder level than I was living in, honestly, before. And so I've been a coach for, about 4.5 years now. I have to think about it. It just seems like it's just been a coach forever. But about 4.5 years, I did start as a challenger, much like many of these women. I needed to lose some weight. I was very uncomfortable. I was lacking confidence in just my skin. And also I knew that I personally was not honoring God with my body, with my choices, with my bites, with whatever it was. And I was just a tired, cranky mama, and I didn't want to be anymore. And so like I found my coach, I found a challenge group, I found the 21-day fix. I didn't try Shakeology at first. She let me slide into, and it took a few months for me to get there. But she just kept asking me, do you want to be a coach? Do you want to be a coach? And I kept saying, no, I don't. Thank you. But I kept showing up for calls like this. And I just had this feeling, I can't explain it any other way, that I had a feeling in my gut that I was supposed to do this. I say it all the time. I can remember sitting on my couch in that room over there and telling my husband, I don't want to do this, but I feel like I'm supposed to. And so you may have that feeling too. You know, you may be like, I have no idea what I'm getting into, even after I've listened to all you guys, but that's where we come in, because, it doesn't matter if you don't have social media experience. I had no friends on Instagram and had about 150 friends on Facebook. But the training that we receive, that we will give you, will teach you all about social media. We'll teach you how to grow your following, how to post, when to post, what type of pictures and filters and images and light and all that stuff work best. We'll teach you how to use all that crazy cool stuff that you see in Instagram stories that have no idea where to start. We'll teach you that stuff. So when you become a coach, what happens is that you enroll in our self-paced, I think Nicole did a really good job of saying, this is your business. You start your own business, and it's your responsibility to show up for the trainings. We are not going to strong arm you or drag you or come knocking on your door if you don't show up. It is your business, but we give you everything that you need to succeed as a coach. One of my favorite things is this tracker. It's a business tracker that Beachbody actually creates for us. I use it every day. I've used it since the beginning of my business, and even at the level that we're at, this guides me every single day in my business. You get that immediately when you become a coach, and we basically, in our new coach training, break it down, tell you how to do each one of these. We share examples of how we talk to people about coaching or about challenge groups. We put you into our challenge groups because you are always a challenger first to us. Your health is important, and that has to come first so that you can lead with integrity. But you go into our new coach training. We teach you about time management. We teach you about how to invite people, how to not be salesy, but just to share your story in a way that it inspires other people. And I'm not going to tell you that you're going to just make $1,000 your first week as a coach. I worked a lot for very little as a brand new coach, but I just kept going. And so today I was a former full-time teacher with 2 small kids because of coaching, because I showed up to our trainings, because I plugged in, because I asked for help, honestly. I said, we're not going to drag you, but we're also not going to ignore you if you ask us for help. That's really important. I love when my coaches ask me questions. So many come and say, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm like, please ask me questions. That is my job. I want to help you. And if you're asking questions, that means you're working, right? And so we plug you into that training. We talk about all those things. And as you hit certain goals in your business, you will move on to the next level of training. You will never, ever, ever be without some type of guidance or training in this business. Like Nicole said, like I am always learning. Like even 4.5 years into this, I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly being challenged. I'm constantly being pushed by someone who cares about my growth. And that is what we will provide for you. So the training is there. You get enrolled immediately when you sign up as a coach. And even if you don't, even if you didn't have a coach who was actively working their business, the training that Beachbody provides for you is amazing. But we do put you into a group, a Facebook group, usually for most of us, and it is all there. You just start with Unit 1, you work through it one day at a time, you ask your questions, and you launch your business, and we help you with every conversation, with your posts, with whatever it is that you need help with, and so you won't ever be alone, okay? Another concern I think a lot of people have is that you may see us on these different calls. We talk about being on calls or listening to calls. Yes, there are a lot of training calls available to you. But I encourage my new coaches, make 2 of those calls a week a priority. And even if you can't be on a call at 8 o'clock at night, we record everything. We record everything. And so as a new coach and a mama with small kids, like I wasn't sitting at my desk every single night. I was putting my kids to bed, and then I would listen to the recording that night after they were asleep, or while I grocery shopped, or while I folded laundry, or something like that. So time management is definitely possible, but you are never going to be without adequate training. If anything, you're going to think there's too much training, right? But you just pick and choose and make certain calls a priority. So we love to teach. We love to learn, and we love to share what we are learning with you guys. And so we're really excited to have you guys join and to just launch your business and get started. And with that, I'm going to let Anita kind of wrap us up with how do you get started, what's the next step, and where do you go from here? Okay.
All right. Well, hello. I'm Anita Bartholomew. I'm from St. Louis. I don't know why I say that. Anyway, I was a full-time high school English teacher for 10 years before I left. After having my daughter, she just turned 2 yesterday, which is crazy. So it's been 2 whole years. Well, I went back after I had her just to finish the school year. Anyway, yeah, all over the place. My brain is like all over the place today. It's fun. You know, it's like, I think that happens on Thursdays. Anyway, so I taught full time, and I was a composition teacher. And so I worked a lot of hours. And so my first 2 years as a coach, I was doing both, and kind of like just wasn't really confident in my leadership abilities, or a lot of things, and my confidence lacked. And so then I really kind of took charge of that and did a lot more personal development, dove in. My coach started helping me be in places that challenged me a little bit more, so that I was taking more leadership roles. And then little by little, and then joining this pod last year, honestly, this pod I always attribute to the success that has really catapulted us forward, all of us, honestly. And that's kind of where it led today. But I've been coaching for almost 4 years now. This is just my anniversary of actually starting my first challenge group. And I was one of those New Year's resolutioners, and I avoided my coach for months and months and months. After she was messaging me, I almost deleted my social media account just to not have to answer messages. And then I finally had a little come to Jesus moment with myself. And I was like, I need to do something that's not, going to the YMCA, because I really wasn't even going anymore. You know, it was one of those things where I knew that P90X I'd done in the past before, but I just wasn't good at all of it, and I needed help. And so I dove into accountability group. I did a great job in it because I'm a good student as a teacher. And then my coach, I understood that she was making money from doing that. I was like, what? How are you doing that? Because I knew one day down the road, we wanted to have kids. My husband's actually back there. He's a CPA, and it's busy season, so he's typing away back there. He actually just got back in town too. And so it's just, been one of those weeks, single mom in it, and kind of having fun with birthday party and everything. So that was all over the place, but that's kind of me in a nutshell. So this is what you guys want to know about, right? It's what to expect next, and then how to sign up. or how to sign up and what's next. Either way. And so really, Rachel kind of touched on it a little bit about what to expect after signing up. But honestly, there's so much support and resources that it can be overwhelming if you're not focused on what do I need to know right now. And whether I invited you here or another coach, they will tell you what you need to know right now. And just listen to us, because we know, and it's like we've all learned trial by error. And we really want you guys to be more successful than we were faster, because why wait? And I think all of us had these moments where it was like things clicked and it was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do that sooner? And it's just that, like, use the knowledge that's available to you. And we are part of a larger team that is very successful and has lots of great resources. And so, you're never going to be without. And so to sign up, it's pretty simple. So whether you are a new customer or an existing customer, you simply sign up the same way as a customer does. And so our best option, one, you could just sign up, you could pay $40 and become a coach. We don't have to have products sitting around. Like, we don't keep any inventory except for what you use yourself. And so unless you want to have things that you send to people, but honestly, like, that's too much for me. I can't deal. And so, like, that's one way. But honestly, I don't tell any of my new coaches to sign up that way, because really, as a coach, you should be a product of the product. And so you want to invest in the things that are going to help you be a better coach and to help lead other people get the same results you're getting or are going to get, because it's okay to become a coach if you're just starting out on your journey too. Actually, you have a lot more like leverage that way, because you're showing people your journey and you're failing forward, and that you're not perfect, because nobody really wants to see a six-pack abs. Sorry, if anybody does have six-pack abs, good for you. But like, I don't. And it's just one of those things that people want to see the real life back there. Anyway, so the best way to sign up is actually with the challenge pack. And that's how almost like all of my people sign up. And it is with a year of Beachbody On Demand, which is 12 months of unlimited streaming of all the programs, and then the programs that come out, like Transform 20 right now. If you've seen any of us doing it with the Step, that is in early access mode. So that's a different option, but it's still a challenge pack. And then you get your first month of Shakeology and your superfoods. So that helps you just with your nutrition. If you've never had it before, oh my gosh, you've been missing out. I was a total objector at the beginning and was like, I'm not a shake person. I like to eat food. That's my problem. I like to eat a lot of it, And then it just turned into one of those things where I needed it out of necessity. And then I got feeling better. I got regular, like, for the first time in like 10 years. It was crazy. Like, everybody has their own really good like experiences from it. And so, like, you're writing your own story with that as well. And then you can also sign up and get there's lots of different packs. And so it's essentially, if you just get the basics, it's $160 to start your own business, which is insane. Okay. And it's like a whole month of meals for yourself, and it's a gym membership for a year. Like, what do you have to lose with that? Like, it's the same as a regular customer to sign up. And then, like, if you are an existing customer and you just want to sign up and you bought a challenge pack in the past and you want to sign up, you can pay the $40 and get it reimbursed. But again, why? You can get a new challenge pack, like a completion pack. Well, I could talk. You could try the 3-day refresh if you've never done it before with Shakeology. Like, it's a lot of times, like, you can sign up and get things at a discounted rate to help you try something new that then you could also share with your followers so that you can help other people get started. Because the more that you experience the products and the programs, the better advocate you are for whether or not they work for you. And you can share that, and if they don't work for you, you can talk about why they didn't, and it's just, that's the beauty of the business, is because it's all about your story, your experience, and it's you that you're selling because it's your business center. So you sign up. All right. Like, ta-da, you're a coach. And so it's once you sign up, you get emails from corporate, and they're welcome emails, and there's so much support just from them that you get. But honestly, for most of us, I think that we have an onboarding process where we really want to help simplify it and get you started right, get you plugged into our team pages so that you have the resources there. There is likely a new coach university of sorts that you'll get plugged into. We tend to do new coach calls as well, either one-on-one or small group, so that you have every tool that you can to get started right. And I'm going to just tell you guys, like, when I started, I signed up in March, and it was for the discount. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it other than the discount. And I went through New Coach University in April. And I think I didn't do my first new, like my coming out post, which is so awkward. Like, I think we don't even have to do those like that formal anymore. It was so bad. But I didn't do that until almost the end of April. And so I shot myself in the foot by waiting instead of taking action right away. And so if you haven't signed up yet, or if you have, like, my biggest advice is that you take action as soon as you can. Because it's scary. I get it. Like, I was just terrified of posting on social media because I'd never done it before. Like, I just had those really awkward social media posts where it was like, Anita is really sad today. Like, I didn't even know how to post back in 2012 or 13. What year was it? I don't even know. Like, it was so bad. And so it's one of those things that you get better once you start trying it. and so, like, starting right away, yeah, they're awkward at first for any of us, but then it gets better. So, after that, then it is about finding, like, getting into your trainings and finding your groove and setting goals and working towards those goals specifically, which your coach will help set up with you. And so that you're not just kind of like stabbing in the dark to say what you're doing and how many people you should help every month, and that sort of thing. We actually hosted a how to hit your first rank call last night. And just so that you have all these tools right here, and it's like, okay, now go do it. And it is so easy to do it. You just have to take the action. And we're not I don't even know who was saying it anymore, but like, we're not here to stand over you and say, you got to do this, but we're going to give you every single tool and no excuses why you can't do it, because you can, and you deserve the success. And for me, like, as a coach or as a teacher, I worked really hard, never was really, I didn't have the accolades, and I like being called out for, like, doing good things, and it's really cool for coaching because you are recognized for everything that you do. And so we're going to shout it from the rooftops, when you come with guns blazing and you're like, I'm ready to go, and you take action, and that's what it's all about. So I'm rambling now. I think, Krisanthi, I hope I covered everything. Okay.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys, I hope you are as fired up as we are. This is so exciting. Like I said in the beginning, I remember being exactly where you are right now, sitting and thinking about this. And I have to tell you this, I want you to think as you are wrapping up your night and getting ready to wind down, but I'm sure you're so excited. I want you to think, like, why were you on this call? Because there is a reason that you are on this call. And I want you to really, when you're thinking about all of the things that we've said, keep that at the forefront, that there's a reason you were on this call. And, I think that you're obviously knowing this is a great opportunity. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. You're going to get this sisterhood, this community. You're going to be a better version of yourself for it. And we are so excited to have you. So what we want you to do is this. As soon as you get off of this call, I know you're tired, or at least if you're on the East Coast, you are. When you get off this call, you're going to send a message to the coach that invited you here and let her know that you are in, because we are starting that enrollment, getting everybody ready to really kick off our training university for February, but we'll give you a little bit of some, quick stuff in the meantime. But go ahead and send her a message, let her know that you're in, so she's sure to save a spot for you guys, because we keep this really personal, and while our teams are growing, we like to really give you the attention that you deserve. So as soon as you are ready to sign up, we are going to give you that support, and we can't wait to have you and to welcome you so that we can see your smiling faces on more calls to develop your business. I hope you guys have an amazing night. If you have any other questions, be sure to let your coach that invited you know, and we'll have a great night. Bye, you guys.